What if everything you've been taught about money is backwards? We're told the path to financial security is simple. Earn more, work harder, climb higher. Get the promotion, buy the nicer house, drive the newer car. And someday, hopefully, you'll finally stop worrying about money. But for millions of people, that day never comes. The paycheck grows. The lifestyle grows with it. And somehow, so does the stress. Now imagine a different approach. Imagine living in a place where financial confidence isn't built on showing wealth, but on quietly managing it. Where success isn't measured by what you own, but by how little financial pressure follows you home each night. That idea might sound unusual. Yet in Japan, many families have embraced this way of thinking for generations. Not because everyone is wealthy, not because life there is free from economic challenges, but because everyday financial decisions are often guided by a completely different mindset. A mindset that values intention over impulse, long-term security over short-term excitement, and contentment over constant consumption. The surprising part: none of these habits require a higher income, they simply require a different relationship with money. And once you understand that relationship, you may never look at your wallet the same way again. Around the world, we're constantly told that more money will solve our problems. A bigger paycheck, a nicer house, a newer car, closet full of things we've barely used. The message is always the same. Just earn a little more, and you'll finally feel secure. But here's the strange part. Even as incomes rise, many people still feel anxious about money. Credit card debt keeps growing. Emergency savings remain small. And countless families live paycheck to paycheck, regardless of how much they earn. It raises an important question. Maybe financial stress isn't only about income. Maybe it's also about the habits we build every single day. This is where Japan offers an interesting perspective. While every person and every family is different, many Japanese households have long valued ideas like moderation, planning, and taking care of what they already have. These everyday habits often create a sense of stability that goes far beyond the numbers in a bank account. The goal isn't to look rich. It isn't to impress strangers. And it certainly isn't to buy more than you need. Is it? The goal is something much quieter. Freedom. The freedom to say no to unnecessary spending. The freedom to handle unexpected expenses without panic. The freedom that comes from knowing your lifestyle isn't built on constant consumption. And perhaps that's why many visitors notice something unusual when they spend time in Japan. People don't always appear to be chasing the next upgrade. Homes are often practical rather than extravagant. Items are repaired instead of immediately replaced. Small daily decisions reflect long-term thinking rather than short-term excitement. These aren't dramatic changes. They're tiny choices, made consistently, over months, over years, sometimes over generations. And together, those tiny choices can completely transform the way people experience money. Today, we're going to explore 5 Japanese money habits that have inspired people around the world to rethink their relationship with spending, saving, and financial peace. Some of these habits may feel surprisingly simple. Others might challenge ideas you've believed for years. But by the end of this video, you may realize that building a healthier financial life isn't always about making more money. Sometimes, it's about seeing money in an entirely different way. Let's begin with the first habit. Habit number 1. They respect money before they spend it. Imagine receiving your paycheck on Friday afternoon. Before the weekend is over, you've ordered dinner twice, grabbed coffee every morning, renewed 3 subscriptions you barely use, and picked up a few things online because they were on sale. Nothing felt expensive. Nothing seemed irresponsible. Yet somehow, when Monday arrives, a surprising amount of your paycheck has already disappeared. Sound familiar? The problem usually isn't one massive purchase. It's dozens of tiny decisions that never feel important in the moment. Many Japanese households approach spending from a different perspective. Rather than seeing money as something meant to be spent quickly, it's often viewed as something earned through time, effort, and responsibility. Every yen represents hours of someone's life. That simple idea naturally encourages a pause before buying anything. Not because spending is bad, but because every purchase deserves a moment of reflection. One well-known Japanese practice that supports this mindset is Kakeibo. Created in 1904 by journalist Hani Motoko, Kakeibo isn't just a budgeting notebook. It's a way of becoming more aware of your relationship with money. Instead of focusing only on numbers, it asks 4 surprisingly simple questions. How much money do you have? How much would you like to save? How much are you actually spending? And perhaps the most important question: was that purchase truly worth it? Notice what isn't being asked. There's no guilt, no shame, no complicated spreadsheets, just awareness. Because awareness changes behavior. When you begin asking whether every purchase genuinely improves your life, impulse buying starts losing its power. That extra pair of shoes suddenly feels less necessary. The late-night online shopping session becomes easier to resist. The flashy discount isn't nearly as tempting as it looked 5 minutes ago. Over time, those tiny moments of mindfulness create something remarkable. Not just a larger savings account, but a stronger sense of control. Because financial confidence rarely comes from buying more. It comes from knowing that every dollar you spend reflects a conscious decision rather than an emotional reaction. And once you start respecting your money before you spend it, something else begins to change as well. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Does this deserve my time, my effort, and my future?" That question alone can completely transform the way you spend for the rest of your life. Habit number 2. They find freedom in enough. Imagine you're scrolling through social media. A friend just bought a new luxury SUV. Someone else is showing off a dream vacation. Another person is celebrating a kitchen renovation. Without realizing it, a quiet voice begins whispering in your mind. Maybe I'm falling behind. It's one of the most expensive thoughts a person can have. Because comparison has no finish line. No matter how much you earn or how much you own, there will always be someone with something bigger, newer, or more impressive. Many Japanese philosophies offer a surprisingly refreshing alternative. Instead of constantly asking, "What's next?" they encourage people to appreciate what's already enough. This doesn't mean settling for less or giving up on ambition. It means recognizing the difference between genuine needs and endless wants. One idea that reflects this mindset is Mottainai. While often translated as "don't waste," its meaning runs much deeper. It expresses a sense of gratitude for the value that's already present in the things we own. A well-made jacket isn't replaced simply because fashion changes. A sturdy dining table isn't discarded because a newer design appears online. A working appliance isn't thrown away at the first small inconvenience. Instead, people repair it, care for it, and continue using it with appreciation. This philosophy doesn't just reduce waste. Quietly changes your spending habits. Because when you truly value what you already own, you naturally feel less pressure to buy something new. And that's where something unexpected happens. For the first time, money stops being a tool for impressing other people and starts becoming a tool for protecting your own future. The result isn't just lower spending. It's greater contentment. Because perhaps the richest people aren't always the ones who have the most. Perhaps they're the ones who've finally learned when they already have enough. Habit number 3. Every dollar needs a job before it leaves your wallet. There's an old saying that goes, "If you don't tell your money where to go, you'll always wonder where it went." For many people, that's exactly what happens. Payday arrives. Bills get paid. Few dinners out. Coffee on the way to work. Couple of online orders. A subscription you forgot to cancel. Nothing feels excessive. Yet somehow, by the end of the month, saving money feels impossible. It's rarely one expensive purchase that causes the problem. It's dozens of invisible ones. Many Japanese households avoid this trap by planning before they spend. This is where the philosophy behind Kakeibo becomes especially powerful. Unlike many modern budgeting apps that focus on charts and graphs, Kakeibo begins with something much simpler: reflection. Before spending, you're encouraged to divide your income into clear purposes: essential living expenses, savings, future goals, and optional spending. That small act creates intention. Instead of asking, "Can I still afford this?" you begin asking, "Is this what I wanted my money to do?" Those are two completely different questions. One reacts, the other plans. Imagine giving every dollar a specific responsibility before the month even begins. Some dollars pay your rent. Some build your emergency fund. Some create future opportunities. And yes, some are set aside simply to enjoy life. When every dollar already has a purpose, impulse spending becomes much easier to recognize. Because you're no longer spending random money. You're spending money that already belongs to something else. That's a powerful shift. Financial stability isn't created by earning more than everyone else. It's created by making sure every dollar works harder than you expect it to. Habit number 4, buy better, buy less. Walk through many Japanese homes and you'll notice something interesting. There often aren't endless shelves packed with unused gadgets. Closets aren't overflowing with clothes that still have price tags attached. Instead, many homes feel intentional. Not empty. Not luxurious. Just carefully chosen. One reason is that many people prefer buying fewer things, but choosing them more carefully. Instead of asking, "What's the cheapest option?" they often ask, "Will this still be useful years from now?" That single question changes the way you shop. A well-made kitchen knife that lasts 20 years may cost more today, but replacing 3 cheaper ones over the same period often costs even more. The same is true for shoes, furniture, cookware, even clothing. Quality isn't always about luxury. It's about longevity. This mindset also connects beautifully with the Japanese idea of Mottainai. When you appreciate the resources that went into making something, the materials, the craftsmanship, the time, it becomes harder to treat it as disposable. You maintain it, repair it, and use it for as long as possible. Ironically, buying fewer things often leads to owning better things. And owning better things usually means spending less over a lifetime. In a world built around constant upgrades, choosing durability can feel almost revolutionary. Yet financially, it's one of the smartest decisions you can make. Habit number 5, they think in years, not weekends. Imagine someone offers you 2 choices. The first gives you excitement today. The second gives you security 5 years from now. Which one would you choose? Most of us like to believe we'd pick the second option. But our daily decisions often say otherwise. A weekend shopping spree. An impulse purchase made out of boredom. A luxury upgrade simply because everyone else seems to have one. These moments feel small. But repeated over months and years, they quietly shape our financial future. Many Japanese traditions encourage a different perspective. Rather than asking, "What do I want right now?" they often encourage asking, "What kind of life am I building?" It's a subtle difference, but it changes everything. Saving money isn't just about preparing for emergencies. It's about creating choices. The choice to leave a stressful job. The choice to take time off when your family needs you. The choice to face unexpected challenges without panic. Those choices are worth far more than another shopping bag. Real wealth isn't measured by how much you spend on a good weekend. It's measured by how much freedom you've created for your future. And freedom almost always grows slowly. One thoughtful decision at a time. So, why do Japanese people often appear less worried about money? The answer probably isn't a higher salary. And it certainly isn't because life there is free from financial challenges. The difference often begins with perspective. Respect your money before you spend it. Learn to recognize when you already have enough. Give every dollar a purpose. Choose quality over quantity. And make decisions that your future self, not just your present self, will appreciate. None of these habits promise overnight wealth. There are no shortcuts here. No secret investment. No magic formula. Just small decisions, repeated consistently. And that's exactly why they work. Because the strongest financial habits are usually the quietest ones. They're built in grocery stores, at the dinner table, during ordinary conversations, and in the small choices nobody else ever notices. Perhaps that's the biggest lesson Japan has to offer. Financial freedom isn't always about earning more. Sometimes it's about needing less, wasting less, and thinking a little further ahead. So let me ask you something. Which of these 5 Japanese money habits do you think would make the biggest difference in your own life? And which one will you start practicing first? Share your answer in the comments below. I genuinely love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed discovering the quiet wisdom behind everyday Japanese life, be sure to subscribe. Every week, we explore timeless Japanese habits, traditions, and ideas that can help you live with greater clarity, purpose, and intention. Until next time, remember this. Wealth isn't just measured by what's in your bank account. Sometimes it's measured by how little money controls your life.